Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Good morning. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky perspective.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You know, sometimes we just need a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah, and that was no more apparent than in our dancing this past 2 weeks.
Okay, so I want to fill you all in and share a little win that Jason and I had. We had a dancing showcase this weekend. We got a standing ovation. I was so proud of us. I think it was the best we've ever done.
It was the best we've ever done.
I feel like we're getting better.
Well, when you keep, what is it, repetition?
Yes.
Keep doing the reps.
Okay.
Practice makes progress.
The reason we want to bring in perspective is because 2 days before our showcase, the studio often brings in an outside choreographer or an outside coach. And they brought this woman named Jessa, who she's like a world champion. I'm not sure of her exact title, but she's a big deal.
She's a world champion ballroom dancer. And I don't know what her specialty is or anything like that. And it's fun because we have a great coach. Ariana is fantastic.
Ariana is...
and has brought me so far.
Ariana is the greatest fit for Jason and I. If you ever want to take ballroom dance lessons, we will share our coach with you because she's not only fun, but she makes us laugh and she tells us like it is.
Yeah.
Like she really has improved. Like she cracks the whip. However, she masks it in the laughter and fun that we're having.
She's fun professional. You can be professional and still be just fun and engaging.
And also say, you know what, you need to point your toes on that one.
Yeah.
She doesn't say it to me. Don't worry.
It's like, that wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible.
Anyway, the 2 days before our performance this weekend, we had an outside coach come in, Jessa, to just review our routine and look at maybe some of the nuances.
Fresh eyes.
Just a fresh set of eyes. And she came up with so many recommendations for us.
Yeah, they were almost like little exclamation points on everything that we were doing. And the part of it is, I think, from
small details. From
Ariana's perspective, and I don't know Ariana's perspective, but what I see from looking at it objectively is that Ariana has been with us from me not being able to dance at all to taking me to performing in different showcases and different arenas.
And me as well. I mean, I've never done ballroom dance. I almost called it dollroom.
Dolls
because you get all dolled up.
That's right.
You do get all dolled up. Anyway, yeah, she's taken us a really...
But she has the history of being able to see where we've come from to where we are, and also the vision of where she wants us to go. And the outside coach has the perspective of being really present with where we are and what can be done from there. And that's cool.
And I also think, even though Ariana is a fantastic coach, sometimes it just takes an outsider to tell us the exact same thing and we hear it a little bit differently.
So true. That's very similar to like when we talk about each other or when we're coaching each other and we don't hear what's being said underneath our own roof because of our familiarity.
I mean, Jason told me for 2 years, you should write a book. You should write a book. You should write a book. And it just went in one ear and out the other. And it wasn't until a total stranger at a conference gives me the microphone. And then he says to me, have you written a book?
You need to write a book.
You should be writing a book. You need to be talking to millions of people. And all of a sudden I had this aha moment. And I saw my husband break down in tears at that time because he had been telling me that for 2 years. I just didn't hear it because we become nose blind. We become nose blind. And that doesn't just mean with our smell sense. It means things become habitual and we don't take notice the way we should. And it does sometimes take an outside perspective to say, it is so obvious what's going on here.
And instead of me getting poopy pantsed, for lack of a better word, on you not hearing me.
I love it that he uses poopy pants.
You've trained me. But instead of me getting upset about you not listening to me, I should just be happy and joyful that you have heard it finally.
Yes.
And Ariana showed that in the dance too.
She did.
Because there were things that she told us. There were also things that Jessa brought that were brand new. Mm-hmm. And even Ariana was like, oh my gosh, that's great. Yes, let's do that. It was very yes and-ish.
Yes. It's so funny you say that because the day of the competition, I'm like first of all, we were watching this series on Netflix and it was time to get ready. But we were on the very last 20 minutes and I'm like, oh gosh, I can't pull away. I've got to see what Griselda ends up doing. Griselda Blanco.
If I could get ready in an hour, surely I can get ready in 40 minutes. We've only got 20 minutes left of this. It's the last episode.
I kept creeping into my getting ready time. So then when it came time to get ready, I was being so rushed. And I literally said out loud, I wish somebody could just do my makeup for me. My makeup and my hair. And then when we got to the studio, we realized they had Ariana who was doing hair, makeup, tans. She was doing it all. And she said, I told you at your last lesson that I would be here doing this today. And for some reason, I didn't hear it.
It didn't catch. And that's the whole reticular activating system, which also plays a role in your auditory activating system. I don't know if that's a real word. I haven't researched it. But I know that we hear things that we want to hear and we disregard things that we don't.
And I probably disregarded it because I was first of all, we were just concentrating on the dance, and
you were
then
convinced that I'm the best person to do my hair and makeup,
and
which you are.
Yeah,
but it's nice to have it done for you.
I know, especially on those special occasions, right? Oh, and I mean, speaking of fresh perspective and fresh eyes, when someone else does your makeup, it looks like they see your features slightly different than we see it because we're doing it every single day. I'm talking to Jason like he does makeup.
They're looking at a 3-dimensional object and you're looking at a mirror.
True.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
For me, it's similar to, I can make my own sandwich, but whenever someone else makes a sandwich for me, it tastes so much better.
Right?
And I don't know how that can possibly be.
Is that in our heads?
I don't know. And I would love if someone knew why that is. I make a great sandwich.
You make a great sandwich.
If I give someone else the ingredients that I want on my sandwich.
You make a much better sandwich than I do. And I'm not just telling you that because sometimes I'm a little lazy and I don't want to make it myself.
But I even think when you make the sandwich, it tastes better than if I had made it. But I don't know why that is.
So we just need to make each other's sandwiches.
Well, we finish each other's sandwiches.
That's sentences.
Oh,
we finish each other's sentences. Oh my goodness. Fresh perspective. So I guess what the point is we're really trying to make is sometimes we think that we are living in intention. We think that we're headed toward our goal, toward our dream. We may even get a mentor or a coach to help us. And sometimes after a period of time, it helps to get an outside person
to bring everyone out of their comfort zone,
to help you stretch
just
a little bit more.
This is even just in relationships. Like when you can talk about things among yourselves in your relationship, so that between the two of us.
Yes.
And then when we talk about the same thing with an outside perspective in the room with us, it changes it. More things get found, like more things blossom.
Oh, that's
more
true.
Things are noticed, and then they can be pointed out. It's beautiful. And when we have a coach for a long time, like for 6 months or a year, and then we renew with that coach.
Yeah.
If you not bring in an additional coach or someone else that says, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what my coach and I are working with, what do you see? it allows new things to birth and be pointed out that are impactful in ways that you can now really experience exponential growth and knowledge.
And then if you're like me, I always say, why didn't you tell me that 2 years ago?
Yeah, and then we get mad at our
And
coach.
then they say, well, I tried telling you that 2 years ago. You weren't ready to hear it.
Yeah.
You weren't at a place where you could understand it, or you were paying attention to that specific area.
It was said maybe in a different words or different tonality, and you just let it fly off the top of the...
Oh, boy. Perspective, just a fresh set of eyes. You know, I bring this back. I'm going to tie this up real quickly, but I bring this back to, we had Addie that came to visit us a couple weeks ago, and Addie's a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes just having a guest come to your house, they see things with fresh eyes, and they see your town and your area and the things that you do with new excitement and new energy.
They're available for the awe that you have let go of.
And if I really want to bring this full circle, you know, I think we told all of you that we took Addie for a dance lesson, and just seeing the way she reacted to the dance lessons that Jason and I do every Wednesday, it brought a new
joy and excitement.
It did. Yeah. And a new level of fun, a new level of inspiration. It helped me dig a little deeper and say, wow, how lucky am I that I get to do this every Wednesday?
I love that question.
In the middle of the day with my husband. And, you know, sometimes we think we're being grateful, and then we get a fresh perspective.
And then how lucky am I?
Woo! And we see the nuances. So get an outside person at just whatever you're facing in your life. Get an outside person and ask them, hey, what is your take on this?
What are you seeing here?
And you might be surprised at what you see. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Keep living lucky. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.